we increase our body's frequency and overall health. Everything vibrates. Clearly, wood vibrates higher than plastics because wood is of the earth. It's natural. It's what you would expect when we talk about frequency. Everything is a frequency hitting your body constantly from either sound or colour or smell. Sound, light, colour, chakras, oils. I'm going to expand on each one of these. First of all, starting with sound, probably my favourite topic at the beginning until we talk about oils. Sound waves are constantly hitting our body. Light is faster than sound. When you see a storm, you see lightning first. And then there's a pause before you see the thunder. Yes? Do you remember as a child, you would watch the lightning and you would count how long it was until the thunder arrived, and that would tell you the imminence of the storm arriving at your place. Okay. Light is faster than sound. There are many studies proving sound therapy sustained beyond 30 minutes has the ability to break up, smash blockages, release what's holding within our body that's simply not serving us, stresses, just everyday stresses, emotions that we've held from arguments, people passing, you name it. Okay, the long way of sound creates a healing process, a healing potential within the body if you sustain beyond 30 minutes of sound. It enables the body to return back to homeostasis and release the dis-ease that we're holding on to. So now, this is one of my sound bowls. There are many of them. This is my heart chakra bowl. Imagine there's a portion of water in here. Imagine doubling it, trebling it. No matter how much water is in here, imagine that if you clap over the top of the bowl without touching the bowl, what happens to the water that's sitting inside the bowl? What do you imagine happens to that water? What do you think happens? What's a word that comes to your mind straight away? Yeah, that's it. It creates a ripple. It creates a change. We're 70% water. If we can create that vibrational ripple and change within our body, we are 70% water. So is the earth. It enables us creating that ripple within our body to reduce any stresses that we're holding on to at the time. Now let's look at colour, the frequency of colour. Sometimes you're drawn to a certain colour, and that's the colour that you actually need to bring that vibration back into your body to raise your body into the balance of homeostasis that it needs. Colour vibrates at the same frequencies as chakras to bring that body again back into harmony. So now we can imagine, as you can see, I have got rainbows behind me. This is my normal in my room. I like the colour of everything in my room. So imagine the rainbow. You've got a beautiful rainbow. So you can all visualise the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Yes? So now draw a prism. You can see the prism here. And white light's coming through. And as white light comes through the prism, it reflects out. So we've got up here the violet, and down the bottom we have red. So no matter how this violet moves at the speed of 700, and this red moves at the speed of 400. Now, I have the bowls, the chakra bowls. No matter what I do, If I actually create and keep going around the ball and create that sound, no matter how slow or how fast I change the oscillation of the equipment I use to go around the ball, I can't change that speed. Red is 400, violet is 700. Violet is the fastest sound wave. Frequency in terahertz and the wavelength is nanometers. So now we move on to chakras. It's interesting. It took me years to realize how these all interact and correlate with each other. Each one of the energy centers in our body is a chakra, and each of the chakras has a color. Each of the colors resonates to a sound wave and the length of the wave of the color. Okay, so we have our chakra energies and they're matching in and they're vibrating at a different speed. So let's look at those chakras. So up the top, we have our crown chakra above our head, our connection with the universe. Violet. It's a B note on the piano. It's pituitary. It's 700 terahertz. Then we have the third eye. The organs that are in there. What are they? Your brain. Your third eye interrelates with your eyes, your ears, your nose. Okay, and it's an indigo colour. It's an A flat. So now we've got the throat. It's a blue colour, G on the piano. It's about our communication, words coming in, words going out. Yes, words affect us. Heart chakra, where you would expect the heart to be. It's normally seen as green, but it's pink as well. It's an F sharp on the piano. When you look at where the heart center is, look at the organs, put your hand there, see the organs. The organs there are your heart, your lungs, and even your thymus is actually connected into the heart chakra as well. Solar plexus is in your rib area. You've got your liver, you've got your stomach, and you've got your gallbladder. Now we have the metaphoric reasons. So we've got worry and anxiety sitting in the stomach. Then we have the liver, which is often thought of as the anger we hold in. So when you have liver issues, we look at the anger, what's holding in there. Then the gallbladder could be thought of as resentment. So that's gut feelings, personal feelings, power, action, self-confidence. Then we have the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is just above the top of your hip bones. So as you're going down the side of your body, feel the top of your hip bones. So it's below your umbilicus or your belly button, as you'd like to call it. There it is, and it's orange. That colour is orange. The note on the piano is D, and it's reproductive and kidneys, and also taking in the large and the small intestine. Sexuality, creativity, nourishment, emotions, personal power, are all in these areas. And sometimes we're weak on these and we need them strengthened. So we look at orange to bring that strength up. Base chakra, red. Note on the piano is C. It is again your large and small intestine, your rectum, your legs, your feet. It is the longest wave. It's 400 terahertz. Anyone that sits in the red all the time actually can get extreme chronic fatigue. And those people need purple in their life to lift up their vibration. So now we've gone through a few modalities. Eyes. We see colour with our eyes. Ears. We hear sound with our ears. And now we have the nose. Essential oils we breathe in with the nose. Essentially, the nose knows. Basically put, every object has a vibrational frequency It is the rate at which the object's molecules are vibrating per second. Essential oils are measured in hertz. Now, a few decades ago, a US microbiologist, Bruce Tainio, developed a highly sensitive frequency monitoring system called the BT3 monitor. It measured bioelectrical frequencies of plant nutrients and other substances. When the BT3 was in operation, Young Living founder D. Gary Young used Tainio's device to set the various frequencies of essential oils and to determine the relationship between the frequency and the disease. Tainio's machine was certified at 100% accurate and is currently being used in the agricultural field still today. The study by Bruce Tainio and Gary Young measured the frequency fluctuations between the human body with different variables. They measured two males, 124, 126. 26-year-old, while holding a cup of coffee, dropped from the norm that they realised the normal frequency was between 62 and 68. It dropped in 3 seconds to 58 hertz without the use of oils. It took 3 days to bring that human back to the normal of 62, 68. Now, they tried it on, researched also on a 24-year-old male, but they got him to actually drink the coffee. And in 3 seconds, his frequency dropped down to 52 hertz. When he inhaled a blend of oils, his frequency returned back to normal within 21 seconds. Interesting. Research by Gary Young, a world-renowned researcher in the field of essential oils, has shown that if frequency of the right and the left brain differs or varies more than 3 hertz, a headache is more than likely to begin. If the frequency varies from 10 megahertz, 10 hertz, a substantial or a migraine type headache will develop. According to Royal R. Rife, every disease has a frequency. He's found that certain frequencies can prevent the development of disease, and with the others would destroy diseases. Substances of higher frequency will destroy diseases of lower frequency. Research into frequency found, this is all their research. You can find this data online. A well human body sits, as I said before, between 62 and 62 megahertz. When it drops, the immune system is then compromised, and it would seem that you need a source of higher frequency to bring it back to maintain good health. A cold symptom can be found just below 58, so at 57. Negative thoughts will drop your frequency to 2 megahertz. Positive thoughts will raise it up 15 megahertz. We're in a constant state of flux in this world. Stress at home, at work, with machinery, with the hum of windmills and the low drone. And then we have our mobile phone. We have texts coming in. We have alerts on for emails that are coming in and other programs. So we're constantly in fight and flight sometimes in this life. So maybe even finding to raise your vibration, to release yourself from the actual impact of what the mobile phone is doing to you every moment. Give yourself some time off. So prayer and meditation raises our frequency 15 megahertz. Now you say to yourself, I can't meditate. We learned to read, we learned to write. We learned a lot of skills. We can learn to meditate. And it's really quite simple. It's a time for yourself, giving yourself an opportunity to be just with you, no one else. You can put nice music on and it raises your vibration significantly. So why wouldn't you try it? I'm asking you now. I look for feedback on this. To me, this is important. Affirmations raise your frequency. And just think, it takes more muscles to frown than it ever does to smile. So the fact that you smile releases endorphins as well. So why wouldn't you do that? So look at that. Cancer begins at 42 megahertz. Death at 25. Processed canned foods, would you believe, are at 0. There's nothing in it. No goodies. Dried herbs, 12 to 22 megahertz. Fresh herbs, 20 to 27. 55 megahertz, disease like candida can take hold. 52 megahertz, Epstein-Barr. More pollutants, many pollutants lower our healthy frequency. There is still so much research to be conducted, but the premise is if we can keep the body frequency high enough and well oxygenated, we will be free of disease. Young Living essential oils frequencies start at 52 hertz and go as high as 428 hertz. Clinical research shows that essential oils have the highest frequency of any natural substance known to man, creating an environment in which disease, bacteria, viral, fungus, etc. cannot live. Young Living essential oils have the highest frequency of any natural substance known to man. Now, you'll notice there's a chart up on the screen and it talks about frequency of Young Living essential oils. This was done a couple of decades ago, as I spoke earlier. I've just gone through these because I love looking at the numbers. I'm a green person, so I really like data. So I've written down a couple of oils that I really like, the blends. Endoflex is 138 megahertz, grounding 140, inspiration 141. Sacred Mountain is as high as 176, joy 188, like we would expect. Rose is 320 megahertz. Idaho Blue Spruce is our highest oil, vibrating oil, at 428 megahertz. Helichrysum, 181. Forgiveness is an oil I use a lot in my room because sometimes we just have to forgive ourselves, not necessarily everyone else. Maybe we just need to forgive ourselves. So using forgiveness is such a beautiful oil to use, and the vibration is at 192, is extremely high. Frankincense 147, Gentle Baby, beautiful Gentle Baby is 152. The higher we keep our frequency, typically, the better we feel. Nikola Tesla is quoted as saying, if you could eliminate certain outside frequencies that interfered with your own electrical frequencies, we would have a greater disease resistance. Food for thought. So what does that mean for essential oils? As Young Living founder, dear Gary Young was quoted in saying in his talk on essential oils as the missing link in modern medicine. Essential oils re-establish a normal frequency in the human cells. You can actually get this as a free download, a free audio download, and it's from Spirit Source Connect. So Google it, just Google the missing link, and it gives you something that you can actually use as a tool. It's some information, really good information. It is believed that young living oils have the highest frequency of the organic substance on earth. How does that happen? How is it possible? Because they're grown organically. Yes. Harvesting when constituents in each plant measure at their highest yield, meaning young living measure the yield constantly, and at its peak, they then harvest. They've been known to harvest jasmine at 2 o'clock in the morning and ylang for the height of their natural oil content. Melissa, they used to practice collecting melissa on a hessian bag to avoid damage to the flowers because it's so incredibly delicate. Now they have a new harvester that will look after it and treat it with what it deserves, because it is so incredibly delicate. They do not use any other practices to apply to any other, they do not apply any other synthetic means to remove the oils. They distilled once, only once, with steam distillation. This is integrity. Good essential oils come from good seeds. And this is just the beginning. As you raise your frequency by using them, those same oils provide physical shifts in the body by moving through the cells, cleaning cell receptor sites, so your endocrine system communicates better with your body and even moves into the limbic brain to shift emotion within seconds. To raise vibration, how do we do it now after all that talking? The foods we eat. Look at the Dirty Dozen. Google it on the internet. That's probably the best thing to do, is Google it on the internet. The Dirty Dozen, and then Clean 15 often comes up and aligns with it as well. So that's a little bit of a reading that you can actually put into place for yourself. I would ask that with the Dirty Dozen, you look at soaking your vegetables, at least if you can't buy them organically. And this is the Thieves Soak. Let's see if I can get that up online so you can see it. Thieves Veggie, Fruit and Veggie Soak. This is brilliant. Apart from soaking your veggies and fruit, it has a lot of other things it can actually do as well. But tonight we're sticking with just what it's doing with the fruit and veggies. It's a very versatile product. Okay, the water we drink is important that we look at that as well. Fresh air, breathing in the fresh air, exercise regularly, walk, yoga, Pilates, gym, etc. You cover it, you can do it. Eliminate plastics, single-use plastics, especially from your world. Mainly for the good of you, because you're not actually absorbing any plastics into your body. You've all heard that stories. The other thing is that we need to look at single-use plastics going into landfill unnecessarily. We need to look at the frequency of our planet. We need to raise the frequency of our planet for the good of our beautiful children of the future. My great, 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 great grandchildren. I want them to have the opportunity that I've seen. Single-use plastics and plastics. See what you can do to swap that out. Good sleep patterns. I had a text last night from one of my girls in my team. Her name's Colby. And she actually said to me, hey, try this, Jenny. And she showed me on Spotify the Hertz frequency sleep tones. So check that out as well. Hertz frequency sleep tones. There's also calm mind tones there. It's really quite interesting. Check it out. Naturopathic care, to bring all the levels in your body and get them all tested and bring them up into a nice even frequency for you. Massage, kinesiology, Reiki, reflexology, our Young Living Raindrop, chiropractic, physio, etc. All those modalities. One of the nicest things that one of the things I feel are really important to me is the word gratitude. Use gratitude in your day. Yes, be grateful on waking. Be grateful that for the surroundings, for the birds that come into your garden. And the big thing about this is consistency. Consistency is the key. The best part of essential oils is you don't have to do anything special to use them. How about we just begin? Get a bottle, open it, inhale. You don't really need to inhale across here. Inhale. Diffuse it. When you diffuse or inhale, you're inhaling up through the olfactory system of your brain into the limbic system of your brain. And you're giving yourself an opportunity to create a better you every time. The you that you want in your life. Give it a go. Raise your vibration. Thank you.